I'll be talking to you today about my investment portfolio strategy. The guy who came up with the portfolio strategy theory was Harry Markowitz. His theory or strategy was that the risk in a portfolio of diverse individual stocks will be less than the risk of inherent in holding any one individual stock. He came up with this theory in 1952. It assists in the selection of the most efficient by analyzing various possible portfolios of the given securities, by choosing securities that do not move exactly together. He's trying to prove to people or show that investors know how to reduce their risk. Due to the fact that it's based on expected returns and standard deviation of various portfolios, he made the assumption while developing the HM model, the mean variance model. He also stated that risk of a portfolio is based on the variability of returns from the said portfolio. He also wants to maximize portfolio expected return for a given amount of a portfolio risk, or equivalently minimize risk for a given level of expected return. So for every level of return, there is one portfolio that offers the lowest possible risk, and for every level of risk, there is a portfolio that offers the highest return. Okay, in portfolio A, 5 companies that was picked. For the most part, the average is actually negative for the portfolio returns. Everything else besides Orzac and Google were negatives, resulting in a negative average. The percentage changes were all negative. The average over the portfolio came out to be a negative 0.00127, and the standard deviation came out to be of 0.01578. As you can see here, there's actually little risk of the portfolio, as you can see from Hershey, Orzac, Allstate, Google. And with that being said, the lower the risk, there's actually a low return as well. As matter of fact, it's actually a negative. So basically, the lower the risk, the lower the return. Higher the risk, the higher the return. Portfolio B also had a low return with very low risk. Standard deviation was a little bit higher than the 5 that I picked in portfolio A at a 0.037594. Although it had a negative return, the standard deviation was a little bit better than in portfolio A. And although we did result in a positive correlation, as I do not have right here, but we did result in a positive correlation in the portfolio as a whole, which will fall under the efficient frontier due to the negative average of the positive risk ratio. And then the random companies, portfolio C, this was actually the best portfolio picked out of all 3. As a matter of fact, even though they were randomly picked, they came out with a positive average, although it wasn't that much of an average, 0.0008859 with a standard deviation of a 0.015081. And the risk in portfolio C was actually a little bit higher than the risk in portfolio B, but portfolio B actually had a higher standard deviation than portfolio C, as in average over the portfolio returns. And as for the last slide, our weekly returns ended up having a return on investment of 81.50%. Average weekly return came out to be 5.36%. Started off by actually buying Agnes which added a 5.6